Hello, one, hello, all, and welcome to Similori Field, folks. What a night we have in store for you. This is the semifinals, the last game, one game. One team heads home after so much hard work, after such a long season, and one team punches its ticket to the Rhode Island Division II State Championship. Folks, I just want to tell you before this game gets started, first off, I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer, owner, Shane Belanger. We have Lisa and True behind the lens. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, about to bring you the biggest game you could ever imagine. But this game didn't just happen because nature stopped the rain. Nature provided way too much rain for this game to happen. This field is absolutely beautiful. And let me tell you how it happened, folks. It started with the recreation department. Gary Mariner and his recreation department for the town of Westerly. We had folks, workers, landscapers from the Musquamaket Club, upwards of like 15 of them donating their time working on this field here today. We had parents who have been the most supportive group of parents I think I've seen in my time in sports. They've been amazing. Parents driving in speedy drive that they purchased themselves, and I don't mean a bag or two, I mean as much as was necessary. Last night after their win, folks, they showed up here, they put tarps down on the field, all to make sure this game happened here and now, right when and where it was supposed to. There's something in the air, folks. We're about to get started. Michael Poole, a freshman for Westerly, toes the rubber. And I will tell you about the atmosphere right now, because all the confidence I see prior to this game is on the side of Westerly. The first pitch of this deciding game, strike on the breaking ball by the freshman. Again, number 33, Michael Poole, playing rec league last year. Now he's towing the rubber for the Bulldogs with a chance to go to the state championship. The tall righty second pitch, swing and a miss. 0-2, can't start the game better than that. But the efforts, folks, if you look at this field, it's beautiful. You wouldn't have thought it rained at all. It was torrential, sideways, lightning. This community came together to make this happen. And swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Can't start better than that. Folks, you would have thought after they lost the first game reading these articles that there's no panic at the top of the Westerly. There was never any panic. In fact, after both coaches spoke, even after game one, you would have never thought that they had been overpowered by the ace of St. Ray's, which number 22 now I know is Jonathan Quinn. Second batter of the day for the Saints. First pitch, low and in, 1-0. This game is a 3-game series made in 3 days. And the pitching depth of the Bulldogs could be the difference. His second pitch popped up, being tracked by Poole himself. Looks like he's got a beat on it, go behind him, and he catches it. So he makes the grab, over-tracked it a tiny bit. 2 up, 2 down for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have 4 arms they can throw on the hill, folks. They got Dean Pons Jr., and I'll tell you what, after game one, knowing he was pitching, I have seen enough of him. I honestly, folks, I was getting updated, but I knew we would be back here today. He did his job. He's a consummate professional, ready to go and pitch on his own future home rubber. Swing and miss. Fastball upstairs, and this tall righty can put some pop on it, folks. He's got a lot of whip. He's got a lot of length in his legs and his arms, and these Bulldogs have ice in their veins. And that pitch is called strike on the outside corner. 0-2 count, 2 outs. Top of the first inning and excited. This place is packed, wrapped around the field. Bleachers are full. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He is fired up. The fans are fired up. The whole team comes out of the dugout. Folks, I ain't fired up. I've been waiting for this thing all day long. It has been 30 years, folks. 30 years since Westerly won the state title. And I know they still have to go and win the state title, but you got to get there. The day is today. Their mantra, win the day, right here. Here is now for them. But it is 30 years to this year since Westerly has brought home a state championship. Does that mean anything? I don't know. I also kind of realized, I don't know why I didn't realize it earlier, there's blood relation on this team to that team. Shep Simmons is related to the star pitcher Aaron Simmons, who went on to pitch Division 1A Ivy League for Brown. That team was absolutely unbelievable. I don't know if all the stage is set or not. All I know is during warm-ups, all I know is now that we've watched the top of the first inning, the Bulldogs came here with confidence. And from everything I'm reading from the road game, they went into the game with confidence, they came out of the game with confidence, and the quote from the St. Ray's head coach, Westerly has a lot of pitching, which is going to be a problem for us. Tom Sorensen, St. Raphael's 41-year-old coach, said, our guy Quinn is money, but our other guys aren't as sharp. Quinn is pretty much done for the series now. Now, St. Ray's did not want the community, the town of Westerly, to come together like they did. They didn't want to play today, folks. Make no mistake, because if it got delayed today, no game tomorrow due to graduation, goes all the way to Saturday, then the Bulldogs face Quinn again. So that wasn't the way it was scheduled. That wasn't the way it was meant to be. And the town of Westerly came together, starting with the coaches, parents, town, recreation department, Misquamicut Club, and anybody else who went to hand in making this thing happen. Holy smokes, folks, I've never seen anything like it. I am so excited. It is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, as it gets dark, there's going to be shade that's going to come on the field. That's always a challenge to anybody, more so the road team, obviously. St. Ray's is done warming up. On the hill is number 21 for the Saints. And the catcher giving some final words of encouragement and leading off for the Bulldogs. After Michael Poole's, the freshman's 1-2-3 first inning, 2 strikeouts and a pop-out. Number 7, Rhode Island College bound, Dean Pons Jr. The Bulldogs are here today, right now, because of him. Not just because of the ice in his veins yesterday, but because of what he's done all season long. First pitch upstairs, ball 1. And now knowing that, admittedly, the Saints are deep, probably too deep into their pitching staff, I'm kind of surprised that the coach was so open with that. The Bulldogs are probably going to go with an approach where they make them throw. And the second pitch called strike 1-1. We got a long night in front of us, ahead of us, folks, and the excitement is just absolutely palpable. Swing, took strike 2, 1-2 the count on Dean Pons Jr. First batter for the Bulldogs here tonight. We are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, bringing you Game 3 semifinal Division II baseball action. And the pitch, swing and a miss in the dirt. He's heading to first. Catcher's got to make the throw and does. First batter down, 1 out. As Greg Gorman heads to the plate for his first at bat. Not a lot of pop on the pitch, so speed won't be an issue as Quinn tops out around 85 miles an hour, and I saw that. And he definitely has movement on his fastball as well because of his 3/4 angle, so it's a completely different beast to face. Greg Gorman, the Bulldogs' second batter, in the top 5 to 7 in every offensive category in the state. As the game progresses, I'll give you some numbers. First pitch taken low and away. Again, velocity low, I would say 70s definitely. I want to also tell you the parents of this Bulldog team have been nothing short of amazing. Their support and their excitement. Swing and a miss up inside on a fastball, 1-1 the count. I haven't seen in 20 years. So all of that comes together to this Bulldog team here and now tonight, and we're bringing it to you. 1-1 count. Low and away again. 2-1. Obviously trying to keep it away. Already looks a little frustrated. I'm not so sure why. But as I told you, as I watched from the backstop, I watched everything St. Ray's did when they got out of that bus. And it didn't look like a team that was an inch away from a state title. Swing and a miss on a fastball upstairs, evens the count at 2-2. It definitely looked like we had excitement to my left on the Bulldog side and a lot of nervousness to the right. Any team, any day, folks. And pitch swung inside and laced foul. Count even at 2-2, 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning, Semifinals Field, Game 3 state semifinals. Winner heads to Rhode Island College for the Rhode Island Division II state championship. Upstairs, full count. Greg Gorman makes you work. Always gives you a full at-bat. That's why he's headed to Bryant next season. Already committed, and boy, do they have a player. Inside, taking ball 4. What an eye. Does his job, gets on base anyway. I have his on-base percentage right in front of me on the regular season. He is number 4 in the entire state of Rhode Island with a .573 on-base percentage. Just outrageous, and up comes Zach Beckler. Regular season finish at .431 average. Takes the fastball, framed a little bit, gets the outside corner. Looked like the same pitch Gorman just saw, but catcher pulled it in, strike 1 to Beckler. 0-1 count, runner on first. We're just getting started here, folks. And the 0-1 pitch swung on, lined over the shortstop, in the gap for a hit, just about a foot over his glove. Gorman moves up to second, and the Bulldogs are in business. He laced that one just out of the reach of the shortstop for the Saints. a freshman. So 2 runners on now with 1 out for the Bulldogs. And up comes Shep Simmons, the relation to the 1992 state champion Bulldogs that I mentioned earlier. Swing and popped up on the first pitch, and that is being tracked by the catcher. It's always tough to make it. He can't do it. In and out of the shade it went, falls down, and Simmons with a new life. 0-1 count. On deck, Tenuta for the Bulldogs. And I'm going to get to a few things that happened in yesterday's win, including Braden Champlin, who, what a weapon he has been all year long off the bench to be able to pull in and get the results. Never nervous, always in difficult situations when called upon. And in the regular season, delivered at an average of 400. Postseason is higher than that, and he apparently opened the game up yesterday. Over the plate, got under it, fouled straight back. This one's going to be out of play. So that'll make the count 1 and 2, 1 down. Runners out, first and second base. Bottom of the first inning here. Beautiful night for baseball. Wasn't so nice today earlier or yesterday, but it doesn't matter. The town of Westerly came together and erased it. Absolutely erased it. The 1-2 offering. And he takes it low and away, 2 and 2. So the Bulldogs are making him throw pitches, there's no question. And the pitch outside, didn't get the call that time. I'm not sure exactly of that side of the plate, really exactly what his zone is over there yet. That time it definitely benefited us. 3-2 count. Full count, runners at first and second. Payoff pitch, outside, ball 4. Bases are juiced, folks, for the first time in this game. The deciding semifinal game here, folks. Winner earns a ticket to the show. No one better at bat. Number 22, the sophomore phenom, Jack Tenuta, ends the season at 429. 5-round trippers. And first pitch taken upstairs. Bottom line is they got to make him throw strikes. And that's why I'm a little surprised that the coach was so verbal even early on after they're winning this series to the press about their lack of depth. You would kind of want to keep that a secret. But now the Bulldogs are well aware that they're coming to this game in charge. They got a fresh arm in Greg Gorman, and who knows what tricks can be pulled out of the Bulldog sleeve, what Coach Pizzato, because I know he's got plans B, C, and D. Up and away, another ball to Tenuta, who makes you work as well, much like Gorman. You are going to have to throw him a strike to make him swing. But it can't be a good strike because it will make you pay. 2-0 count, bases loaded, no room for him. And that's a strike. He's swinging, sprays the foul down to the right. 2-1 the count, 1 out. The senior, Samuel Clark, on the hill for the Saints, I do believe. And that is swung on and missed. Outside corner, tip back. Nice location on that fastball. Again, not a lot of velocity. Sometimes that takes the time through the lineup to get used to. You've heard me mention that. It has not been the case here for the Bulldogs. They have made him work. They've earned 2 walks and a hit, and that's why the bases are loaded. That's where we're at. 2-2 count. Tenuta swings, ground ball bouncer to the shortstop. Off of the shin, he bobbles it. It gets to second base, but the Bulldogs are on the board. So it's a fielder's choice by Tenuta, but these players have no egos. He wanted to score a run. A run came across the plate, and I'll tell you what, the first team that breaks the ice is such a huge thing. And let me tell you, folks, this just kind of crossed my mind. Home field advantage, I don't think it's ever been bigger anywhere after what we saw earlier today and now the community coming together and what we're seeing on the field now. This is home field advantage at its absolute finest. Bulldogs up 1-0. The catcher, Costa, in the box, runners at the corners, 2 down. So in the first inning of play, everything Bulldogs. Top half, 1, 2, 3, 2 strikeouts by Poole. Bottom half, they get their way on the board with 1. Outside pitch, stealing second, they're going to let him go. Now there's 2 ducks on the pond, folks. Costa can get a good swing on one. The Bulldogs can open up a little bit here in the first inning. The delivery, and he takes it upstairs. 3-0 to Costa. The base is open. Could be an intentional walk. And that's going to be up and away, and Costa gets a walk, and it loads him up again for the Bulldogs. Back in action, 2 outs. I do believe it's Drew Bozek, and it is at bat for the Bulldogs. Music from the dugout. There is wind down on the field. Outfielders, I was watching, it was a little bit of difficulty. What a big at bat. Can we open things up? First pitch on the inside portion. 1-0 the score, bases loaded. A hit here would really get in the head of the Saints pitcher. And that's outside, called a strike. 0-2 quickly. And the 0-2 delivery, blown away, bobbles it. One and 2 the count. 2 down, bases loaded, 1 run in for the Bulldogs. Outside, ball 2, 2-2 the count. Something's got to give. Strike's got to be thrown or another run comes through. Getting his sign at the ready. The kick and the pitch. Swings at it over the middle, up the middle for a hit. What a hit for Bozek, and comes around. Heading home, and that's going to score 2. Standing up. The crowd is going crazy. Tenuta is going crazy. Drew Bozek, the man of the hour for the Bulldogs. And as the season has gone, there's always a man of the hour. So you methodically pitch around Costa to load him up and create a force. Yes, that is in some terms fundamentals. But you get Bozek, and look what he does. 2 more runs in for the Bulldogs. We're in the bottom of the first. Game 3, 3-0. Braden Champlin, that bat for the Dogs, takes ball upstairs, and you know that this young Saints squad, it has to be in their heads already. Everything I read, they were able to have access to and read, and none of it really was confidence building for this team. Takes a strike, 1-1 the count. It really wasn't. If I was to read it as a player, I would have rather read about Westerly, personally. Braden Champlin, the man of the hour yesterday as well, broke it wide open. Swings on it, gets up under it. It's going to be tracked by the first baseman. Legging it out, having a tough time. Second baseman sucks it in. And that's going to retire the side for the Bulldogs. But not before a lot of pitches were thrown by the Saints team that is admittedly short on pitching here tonight. And the Bulldogs expose it early. Plating 3 runs in the bottom half of the first inning, giving the freshman Michael Poole a little bit of breathing room, insurance, everything he could have asked for, really. Because no doubt about it, he stood up there stoically as he towed the rubber for the first time. But my God, he had to be nervous. He's a human being, and he's a freshman. Never has he been in any situation like this. And he comes out, strikes out 2, and retrieves his own pop out for the 3rd out. So he obviously didn't show any nervousness in the first inning, but the Bulldogs plate 3, offense is in gear. They did it in multiple ways. They earned 3 walks in the inning, folks. Talk about pitching difficulties. 3 walks is always going to come back to bite you. They got 2 hits. And that was the story of the bottom half of the first inning. They made their way nearly around the order. And you can't ask for anything more. Folks, I don't know. I don't have words for it. I am going to talk about it all night, what the parents to my left have done all season long, including how welcoming and friendly they've been to myself and Shane Belanger and Lisa and True and the entire Westerly.live crew. But the support for the team, going that extra mile, the parents out of their pockets to help, the Musqueamish Club from the other end of Westerly out in Watch Hill, everybody to get this to happen, and the Bulldogs answer, and that's all that they could have ever done to say thank you to everybody involved, was tip this thing with 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Let's go. We got 6 more innings to go, folks. Number 3, Timothy Breen, the junior first baseman. A good hitter, I recall, from game 1. A big swinger. And the number 4 hitter for the Saints. Poole's first pitch here. Breaking ball comes back, but not quite enough. He bailed out on it. Wasn't ready for it to come back. And Poole does have a nice hook that drops in speed quite a bit. So it works on dual facets. It works a little bit as an off-speed pitch. And that's it right there. Swing and a miss. And for a righty, it's tricky because I just saw that right-handed batter mouth the word wow. And if I saw it, the pitcher probably saw it. And that pitch, breaking ball, and why wouldn't you come back with it? You just saw him say, wow, that's baseball IQ, and he's only a freshman. And he's already having fun out there as he smiles to third. Oh, and 1-2 count. First batter, top second. And that's a fastball, chipped to short, scooped up handle, throw to first. Beckler does it, 6-3, easy as pie. And the defense is showing Poole that they're behind him. And that's what they need, one up, one down. So we've seen the Bulldogs have seen 4 batters, and Poole has retired all 4. Up comes the number 5 hitter for the Saints. Again, just slowly making his way to the box. Number 9, Jason Yanni. And the delivery, the pitch, swing, chipped away, foul to the right side. And that's that fastball at the top edge of the zone. It's alluring, tough to catch up to. And you would never think that you are seeing a freshman. The pitch, breaking ball in there. They don't know they haven't found a solution to that one yet for certain. But most teams don't have a third starter you can put on the hill with everything on the line for your entire season. And the Bulldogs clearly have that. Oh, and he check swing that goes off the end of the bat, I do believe, yes. And that's going to be a strike on the inside portion. And that was a fastball to back him up a little bit, but it's 1-2. The count remains, 1 out, nobody on. The Bulldogs have that luxury in Michael Poole, and they also have the luxury in Greg Gorman. And the breaking ball comes in. He swings on it, pops it up. Beckler looking for it. It's going to go past Beckler, coming in from left, and he makes the catch from left field. Number 12 having a day early, Drew Bozak. The long run, son, is no problem. 5 up, 5 down. Poole has retired the first 5 Saints he has faced. And the Saints shortstop steps in. Number 44, Michael Frausto, only a sophomore, possibly one of their better players. Had a lot of action in game 1. And the delivery from Poole, upstairs, he doesn't get him to go, ball 1. And as the cars continue to line the outfield, parked off in the softball field, behind us, the lot is jammed. And that's over the plate, swing, foul back. It is very difficult to either stay in there on that breaking ball that I mentioned is a bit off speed and then come back and stay in there on that fastball that jumps up, 5-7 miles an hour. And that's the breaking ball, pull a string. Strike 2. What a beauty. Starts at the chin, ends at the knee. And another breaking ball, he left it go. Wanted him to chase it away. So a good at bat by Frausto. He's working the count. It's still 2-2. And he comes back fastball over the plate. Straight over the plate, fouls straight back. So he's challenging with everything. A good at bat by number 44. Have to give credit here. Poole standing tall. The long hair, the height, the size. Never think it's a freshman. And it's the hook that strikes him out. From chin to knee, you can't hit what you can't see, folks. And Poole opens the game on fire. 6 up, 6 down. 3 strikeouts out of the 6, maybe 4. You can't start better on D. They couldn't have started better on O. And the Bulldogs are getting ready to hit the dugout and take the plate again for the second time this game. We are headed to the bottom of the second inning. The Bulldogs already a 3-run lead. And I'll tell you what, emotionally, they own the atmosphere here right now. Thanks to everybody I've thanked 100 times. This team has fed off of it. They have started, and they have, I'll tell you what, that's all anyone ever wanted was what they're seeing right now here, folks. And this production, folks, is brought to you in part by the Knickerbocker Music Center Live. Watch local bands live from the Nick in downtown Westerly, RI. A premium streaming service brought to you by the Knickerbocker Music Center, Westerly Live, and 321 Media. Valenti Subaru, Subaru sales and service located at Dunn's Corners, Westerly RI. Valenti means value. With over 90 years in the auto business, the Valenti family knows how to keep customers happy. Wireless Zone, your Verizon authorized retailer located in Dunn's Corners next to Dunkin'. Strategia, social media management, search engine optimization, local company with local strategies to help your company stand out on the web. Remy Cycles and Teddy's Toys, both located at 53 Railroad Avenue, downtown Westerly. Great hometown service. The latest in electric bike technology, everything needed to enjoy your cycling adventures. Remy Cycles, Teddy's Toys, modern toys, classic toys, board games, stuffed animals. McQuaid's Ace Hardware, your local family-owned hardware store located on Franklin Street in Westerly, RI. That being said, we are Westerly.live, Westerly.radio. And the Saints warming up for the bottom of the second inning with a pitcher visibly wearing his emotions on his sleeve, folks. Number 44 comes in. They have already made a substitution at pitcher. The sophomore shortstop goes from shortstop to pitcher. You are grasping at straws as you're pulling after one inning, but what do? I think you probably had to do what they did. I'm watching him throw. It looks like he's actually throwing a little bit better. Again, this is number 44, Michael Frausto, the sophomore shortstop for the Saints. And we're watching somebody throw that isn't a pitcher, it doesn't seem, but can throw the ball. And there is a difference in that. And the Bulldogs still with another one in their pocket. I mean, Gorman doesn't have a lot of innings on the season, but the innings he does have are so meaningful. He struck out 10 versus Stonington, shutting them out in a complete game mercy rule victory by the Bulldogs. He's in the lead in the state in strikeouts with such few innings pitched. He's got 55 strikeouts, and that's Greg Gorman, who hasn't toed the rubber, and right now we don't need him to. So at bat, leading off the inning for the Bulldogs, is going to be Noah Burdick. As the Bulldogs almost bat around in the first inning, Dean Pons Jr. will spin the top on deck for the Dogs, looking to add to their 3-0 lead here in the semifinal state championship game, the Division II state championship semifinal game 3. Fouled it straight back, 1-1. Say that 3 times fast. 1-1 the count. Nobody on, nobody out. Not a cloud in the sky, folks. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Different speed, you got to get used to now. A whole adjustment for the Bulldogs lineup. If everything goes right, they'll have to make the adjustment again. Meaning there'll be more pitchers to see. 44's delivery is away. He gets her up the middle. Is the shortstop able to get there? He is. It goes off of his shin, and it's going to go in as either an infield hit or an error. Either way, leadoff man on for the Bulldogs. Nick Fiore does his job. The Bulldogs' second baseman leads off, reaching first base. He reached out for that outside pitch and snuck it in behind Fausto, the pitcher. The shortstop cut across, really should have had it with a running throw. Went off his shin. Seems like the bounces aren't going the Saints' ways at the moment. Almost looks like a flip-flop of game 1. Too much more of it, folks. And I'll tell you what, this Bulldog team will expose. And a no-effort throw to first. At the ready, Dean Pons Jr., the Rock, bringing the Bulldogs to today's game. Squares the bump, pulls it back. Throw back to first, dive, he's in. 9 wins on the season for this Bulldog squad. 9-0, folks. 9-0. 7 complete games. His numbers are just off the charts. There wasn't really a doubt in my mind that he was not bringing this team back here today. And that seemed to be the consensus of the state. And this Saints team that they're playing. After winning game 1, it almost seemed like they knew there was going to be a game 3, and they knew they were going to be in a little bit of problems. I think they were hoping for the weather. That would have been their only savior. And inside, he fists it over the shortstop for a hit. On the inside pitch, just to where he wanted to place it. But that's just good hitting and fast wrists by Dean Pons Jr., and his single puts the first 2 runners on the bases for the Bulldogs, who are immediately back in business here in the second inning versus the second pitcher of the day for the Saints. And the sun continues to shine here at Similori Field, folks. What a huge game here. On the line, a ticket to the state championship, Rhode Island Division II. At bat, Greg Gorman. The stud headed to Bryant. Swing and a miss outside corner. 0-1 the count. The Bulldogs with weapons up and down the lineup. Their first 6, however, are just unmatched. And, one stays outside. Good reach by the catcher with 2 runners on. You definitely want to hop and get behind that. You let that go. Those 2 guys get in scoring position, and with a bad kick, one might score. All energy in blue and white. Bottom of the second, the pitch. Outside and low ball. Gorman earned a walk in his first at bat. 2-1 right now. He's going to make you throw him a strike. You don't want to throw him a strike. He's going to make you throw him a strike. 2 men on here, folks. And over the plate, that one fouled straight back, and the count goes to 2-2. A phenomenal 2-strike hitter as well is Gorman. I don't know. I don't want to say he's a better 2-strike hitter. I just know I've watched him dispatch 2 0-2 pitches into the woods, 1-1-2 pitch right around all of those cars out in the outfield. And he drives it to right for the hit. And that's going to score at least one. It was a rope, so it's not going to score the run. He got that out there so fast and turned on it. That's going to load the bases here for the Bulldogs. And cleanup hitter number 21, Zach Beckler, who only finishes the regular season at a batting average of .431. Not too shabby, folks. 23 RBIs, 9 doubles. Can put it anywhere. Had a hit in his first at bat. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Cleanup hitter at the plate for the Dogs. First pitch inside, 1-0. Nowhere to put him. I don't know if he was trying to move him back, but this team will not be intimidated. In fact, as team was warming up, a ball rolled near me, and I do believe it was Noah Burdick, and he retrieved the ball. And I said, "You ready?" He looked at me so steadfast and stern, and he said to me, "Always ready." And that was a response that it reverberated through me. I don't know, folks. I almost knew when he said that, the way he said that, the way this team is trained, and the way this team is performing right here and right now. Yeah, and that one's over the plate for a strike. 1-1 the count. Wanted to see one. So we do have a new shortstop. You got to remember, folks, Fausto is their starting shortstop. Infield playing in. Can't afford to give up many more runs for certain, and that one's upstairs. 2-1. On deck, Shep Simmons. We have the 2-1 pitch coming, and that cuts back over the plate. So Beckler agrees. He saw it cut back, and a nice pitch by number 44, Fausto. So it's 2-2. Nobody out, bases loaded. Huge spot here for the Bulldogs. And that's who's inside, and he takes a shot at it anyway. Lanes a foul. Coach Pizzato just able to get out of the way. And the confidence Coach Pizzato has in his squad, and honestly, the way that I give him so much credit, and his staff, the way he has built this team for this year, for this moment. Steps back, and the 2-2 pitch awaits. And a big pitch it is. The kick, the delivery stays outside, full count. And now what do? And they're wearing their emotion again. Folks, in a deciding game, when you want to head to the state championship, and if the emotions are flowing and they're not flowing in the right way, you got to hide it. Because they're a feeding frenzy for your opponent, and this Bulldog team will bite. And that is a balk. Was there a timeout called? No pitch. Timeout called by Beckler. He agrees. He called the timeout on time. So the full count remains. Beckler to step in the box. Again, 3-2. No room for the walk. How this afternoon, evening goes could change drastically in moments. The kick. The pitch, and it's blown away. He walks in a run for the Bulldogs, who plate their 4th run in just the bottom half of the second inning with nobody out. The bases remain loaded. Up comes number 10, Shep Simmons. So we have the 30-year anniversary, and up steps the bloodline. Aaron Simmons, of course, the pitcher, superstar, Hall of Fame, Westerly Hall of Fame pitcher. Ivy League Division 1A Brown pitcher. That entire team had the ability to play in college at every position. That team was just absolutely phenomenal. And wow, this is just such an honor this has been this season. I am just so excited. We are just getting started here, folks. This game's far from over, but I just love the momentum. And that's inside check swing. He holds it. That is going to be a ball and make it 2-0. So this is where frustration sets in for the pitcher. The sun beats down a little hotter, start to sweat a little more, grip changes a little bit. And over the plate, slow chopper to third, should make the play at home and does. So the fielder's choice prevents the run. He gets the first out of the inning. And it was exactly what really the Saints needed and wanted, just a chopper, a slow roller where they could make that play at the plate. Now you may see the middle infielders back up into double play depth. However, without your starting shortstop, you may not. Nope, they're in double play depth. They want to end the inning. Jack Tenuta does not want to let them end the inning. No one better in the box, folks. Number 22, Jack Tenuta. Watch out windshields. He can put them there. Bases are loaded. He's got a grand slam to his credit this season. Low, ball one. Great eye at the plate. A senior's approach on the rubber, a senior's approach at the plate, well beyond his years as a sophomore. The 1-0 delivery, and it cuts back for a strike. That cutter's got a little bit of movement on it, some nice movement by Fausto, who is not listed as a pitcher. So it's a 1-1 count here. Bases are loaded. One down. And that is called strike over the outer portion, 1-2. Tenuta not one to show any emotion. And again, he doesn't. Seemed a bit upstairs, but steps back in, 1-2. One out. Just trying to get one to the outfield or to the right side. Get one of these runs in, up and away. Breaking ball, stays away, 2-2 count. Got to bring another strike in there if you're this Saints pitcher. You can't give him another unearned run. 2-2 pitch. And it's swung on, and it's sprayed down the right field line. It's going to go foul, and it does by about 5 feet. Good job of protecting the outside portion of the plate. Nice swing. 2-2, the count remains. One down, bases loaded. Bulldogs jump to a 4-0 lead. Saints took game one. Took game one with confidence. 6-0 shutout. Tossed a 2-hitter. Jonathan Quinn did. You'd have thought all momentum would have been in favor of the Saints. This Bulldog team, coaching staff, and this town of Westerly, school department, everybody included, made sure that was not the case. And this team, in great thanks to the coaching staff, I'll tell you what, reacts under pressure like they have ice in their veins, and that is up and down the lineup, any spot. You just saw that. I've seen it before from Drew Bozak, but today is the biggest game any of these players have ever played. It really is. None of them have played in a state championship game yet. So if they win this game, they're going to get their opportunity. This is for their ticket, 2-2 count. Let's see if Tenuta can open things up here a little bit in the bottom of the bottom of the second inning. With a 4-run lead, the pitch. He gets under it to left field, being tracked. He's got it on it. Will he get there? Unusual tracking. He doesn't. It falls behind him. Every runner will move up one base. I watched him in pregame, folks. The Saints outfielders were having a very difficult time. He only had it for a little while, lost it, fell behind. The base runners had to remain close. It was essentially just a pop fly to left field. Untouched, lands to the ground, another run in, 5-0 Bulldogs. Here in the bottom of the second inning, folks, bases loaded, one out. The catcher, Costa, the dirt dog, the forgotten one, often behind the plate, in the mask, does the dirty work, keeps that ball away from the real estate that can cause so many problems for opponents and home teams alike here at Westerly Field. Has done a masterful job all season. The 0-1 pitch, and that hits him. And the pitcher is frustrated, clearly not intentional. Clearly a thrower on the hill, just trying to get it there. And the Saints pitching staff is definitely decimated, as the coach quoted to be said. Another run in for the Bulldogs, 6-0. And Costa did his job, stepped up and got a run in and reached first. So the team is meeting with the pitcher, as is the coach. So much frustration. You can see, I can feel here, folks. I was here early and I was watching on in throughout the day, in contact with many people that were on the field here. This has been a day endeavor. This has been since last night, or maybe 6 years ago when Coach Posada started. Either way, getting this field ready is in large part due to so many people. It is just amazing. It really is amazing, and this is what it was all for, to get this Bulldog team to have their opportunity to make their play at the show, and they got it here today when it was scheduled, when it was supposed to be played, and what we're seeing is things play out. Definitely the way that apparently the St. Ray's coach expected, and I do believe the way many Westerly fans and coaches alike expected. This team is beyond solid, top to bottom. They have heads on their shoulders as though they're all seniors, which means that the seniors have done their job over the past 4 years of grooming and being leaders. There's no egos on this team. And the pitch, swing and a miss inside to Bozek, who was a hero in the first inning and batting for his second time. Number 12. On deck, number 34, Braden Champlin. If you're just joining us, this is Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, bringing you Game 3 semifinal series. And takes ball 1-1 the count. Westerly Bulldogs versus St. Ray Saints. Winner of this game, folks, heads to the Rhode Island Division II State Championship. The Saints reeling early. And he turns on this one, flies foul territory. You're going to be out of reach of anybody. And the count will go 2-1-2. And when I say contributors, this game's moving at a fast pace, folks. So I have a lot of information. I have a lot of contributors. I want to get to every one of these guys that has made their mark on this season to this point, because this is the last time I'm going to have that opportunity to do so. But there's so many players that have done so much throughout so many different games that I'm not going to be able to. And he takes the called ball. Good eye by Bozek, and that brings this count to 2-2, evens it up. 1 out, bases loaded. Still problems on the horizon here for the Saints. Drew Bozek in the box for the Bulldogs, looking to now break it open. And he drives it to left field, right at the left fielder. We are going to tag. He's going to take a look. There's a replay. There's a run. There's a play at the plate. He overthrows him. Shep Simmons scores onto third base, Tenuta, and the relay was no good. Costa onto second base. That's all Bozek had to do, was put it into the field, into the outfield preferably, and let the other team play, and he did. It turned into a run on the overthrown relay. We may have had to play it to play it. Otherwise, as you can see on the replay, I'm not sure. Either way, the Bulldogs continue to pile on. There are 2 outs. There are 7 runs in, and there are 2 runners in scoring position. Up the senior lefty, number 34, the 2-sport star, Braden Champlin. Waiting for the first pitch from a flustered Saints pitcher. And that catches the plate for a strike. And he gets his sign. The lefty awaits right up on the plate. And that's going to be called strike 2. So 2 quick ones. Looking to get out of this inning. As the Bulldogs have tacked on 3 more in this second frame. And that is a breaking ball low, and he takes it. But he might have took it in a tough spot as he goes down. You'd hate to see that. You know, out of him, he's going to pop back up. I knew I would see that. That's the player he is. All season long, folks, Champlin has been called upon in a variety of situations, folks. Some pressure impact most. In fact, when there's a pinch hitter, you're thrown in a difficult situation, and you have people hoping, really relying on you for some results, and he has delivered them. He went into the playoffs with a 400 average. In the pros, you have a 400 average, you're a Hall of Famer. And in the playoffs, he's batted even above that. Whenever he's been called upon, he's gotten a hit, he's reached base, and as well as many of the other Bulldogs, it's just that attitude of confidence, leadership that I see from this team. They're just such great representatives for the Westerly school system. Student athletes, low and inside, 1-1 the count, 2 down, 7-0 Westerly Bulldogs, who are slowly, I don't know if I want to say slowly, who are pretty quickly inching their way to grab that ticket. And if offensively they stay on this pace, it might be not so long from now. Fans all the way down the right field line on the fence, all the way around to center field in the outfield. Inside pitch, 2-2 the count. Nick Fiore is also going to he's going to give you a good at bat. Put the ball in play and make you throw him pitches. 2-2 count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Steps back. What a way to end a home spring season. Let me tell you, as a commentator, you could not ask for anything better than this. Outside the pitch, full count, payoff pitch, 2 outs. Runners will be running on the pitch. Something's going to give here, folks. There's going to be a swing. There's going to be a swing and a miss. There's going to be a hit. There's going to be a ball. These runners are going to be running. Something's going to be moving, folks, and here we go. The kick, and they inch their way. They're off, foul back. Count remains full, 2 out, 7-0 Westerly Bulldog lead. Semifinal game 3 versus the St. Ray Saints. Bulldogs dropped game 1, 6-0. Bad way to start the series, only 2 hits. Were heads down? No, they were not, folks. Not a Bulldog dropped their head. Check second base, Fausto does on this payoff pitch. This coaching staff has ingrained ice in these young men's veins. They approach game 2 with a dominant victory and have taken the field today. And the payoff pitch upstairs, another run, another walk, 8-0, folks. And the Bulldogs inch their way closer and closer. And this, I tell you, folks, all the effort by all of the people I have mentioned 100 times, and I will mention again at the end of this broadcast, but I'll tell you what, all of any of those people could have ever wanted was what they're watching right now, folks. The Westerly Bulldogs playing 2022 Bulldog baseball, trying to get a flag back in the gym here in Westerly. It's due time. 30 years has been long enough, folks. And a swing and a foul back. And this is the next step to their mission. This gets them an opportunity at that final notch. That final memory, folks, that will never leave them. And Dean Pons Jr. will have an opportunity to pitch on his future home mound and rubber what he deserves after the season he's had leading this team to where they are. Just far superior to any pitcher I have seen in this league, home or away, and that is without a doubt. The 1-2 pitch, and that's a ground ball to second base. Can they end the inning? Good hop. Throw to first, and they do. So St. Ray's ends the second inning, but not before the Bulldogs drop another 4 spot on them. So in the first inning, the Bulldogs give up 0, score 4. In the second inning, the Bulldogs give up 0 and score 4. The score, Westerly 8, St. Ray's nothing. There's something in the air, folks. I'm beyond excited. I am drenched with sweat up here. And I can just tell you, we have a freshman on the rubber, folks, and he is having fun. This whole team has been bred for no-pressure situations. And the environment that's been provided all season long by the coaches and parents. They've had cookouts after games. We've been invited to, we've joined. There's the atmosphere, the family they have created, and then the community that they have brought together, obviously, by their play and how they handle themselves on and off the field. This Bulldog team deserves their shot. Poole waiting for his catcher. We can go through stats all day long, folks. I mean, slugging percentage, you're going to see Greg Gorman, number 3, 806 on the list. You're going to see Jack Tenuta, number 6. Number 3 and number 6 out of the top 6 in the state of Rhode Island in slugging. Tenuta at .730. You're going to see Greg Gorman, RBI, number 2 in the state, 27. And you got Jack Tenuta, number 5 with 25. And number 8, Zach Beckler with 23. 3 players in the top 8 in the entire state in RBIs. Batting average, Greg Gorman sits at number 10, 448. Jack Tenuta, 429, number 16. Oh, don't let me skip number 13, Zach Beckler, 431. These are real averages and real numbers, and these are the reason this team is here today, folks. Wins on the hill. I mean, Dean Pons Jr., 9 wins, no losses, and a save, 7 complete games, college level numbers, and that's why he's heading there next year. Okay, back to the present. Today, all that matters is today, but all those things mattered big in getting these guys here today. And the numbers are more than just average numbers. They're off of the charts. And the Saints lefty in the box versus the tall, imposing freshman. Strike one, fastball down the chute. Number 99, the senior, Rodriguez. Down 8-0, possibly playing his last game. He lines one up the middle center field. He's got a beat on it, and Pons vacuums it up with no problem. 8 unassisted for the 2-pitch first out, and Poole's pitch count is low. Extremely low. I don't want to curse anyone, so I'll knock on some wood here, whatever it might be. But I do want to make it known that, yes, it's not raining now, and thank you to nature for that, but it wasn't nature that made the field this way and made this game happen today. It was the parents, it was the coaches, it was the town of Westerly Recreation Department, it was volunteers from the Squamish Golf Club, it was just volunteer landscapers, it was everybody, it was parents purchasing Speedy Dry. It was a community coming together for a team, and the team paying them back right now, tenfold. Poole's pitch, breaking ball, swinging a miss. Let me tell you, that's a tough one if you're a righty. That ball just cuts out of there. He pulls a string on it. The 0-2. Fastball can't catch up with the outside portion of the plate. You got to swing 3 pitches, the second out, and they are going down in order tonight, folks. 2 down for the Bulldogs. Nobody on, and the righty, number 24, steps in for the Saints. Poole looking to go through another 1, 2, 3 inning here in the third. And a strike right down the chute. Did not show any signs of nerves. He's a freshman playing with an opportunity to go to the state championship on the line. But you know what? He didn't approach it like he had that state championship appearance on his shoulders. He knows he has a team behind him, and he's that above his years. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. The crowd is wild. He is fired up. And this game is in fact going in Westerly's way, folks. I will tell you right now, Michael Poole is putting in a dominant performance on the hill. It is always a little easier when your offense has found its flow and drops an 8 spot in the first 2 innings for insurance. But the weapon he is showing, he's not just a guy on the hill here in the 3rd game in 3 days, which essentially is what St. Ray's and most other teams, if not all, have to do if you play 3 days in a row. This Bulldog team, no, that's not the case. They have the luxury of putting Michael Poole on the rubber as a freshman and getting results at the highest level with the most pressure. And they have Greg Gorman in the waiting in case something goes wrong, whose numbers all year on the rubber have been fantastic, who coached Pizzato wisely when things weren't going well in game 1 right towards the end. He got, if people recall, he got Michael Poole in inning pitch and he got Greg Gorman in inning pitch just to get their arms loose a day early because he knew we'd be here today for a game 3. This Bulldog team and these Bulldogs fans, and especially the parents, never wavered all year long. And here is they're bearing their fruits right now. Greg Gorman will lead off the inning, number 17, the lefty slugger. I say slugger because, man, does he ever have power. The launch speed off of his bat is at the college level without a question. And we saw that in his last hit. He laced a single so fast with the bases, with runners at first and second, you couldn't score a run. You can only go forward 1 base. But I say that, and I've seen him with 0-2 counts with breaking balls or off-speed pitches on the outside portion of the plate, and I've seen him put him in the parking lot. So he can swing with finesse and get results as well. He is a multi-tool, multifaceted hitter, and he's going to the next level. This Bulldog team is playing at the next level here today, and boy, I couldn't have hoped or expected anything better than what I am seeing. Like I said, this game has consumed my mind all day long. It consumed my mind a great part yesterday, but honestly, I'll tell you what, Dean Pons Jr. on the rubber, there's never a doubt in my mind. I've seen enough of him this year. We were fortunate enough to watch him start like 6 times. And every single time I can put together everything he did in my mind, and there was no doubt. Here we go, Greg Gorman. First pitch, ball outside, trying to stay away. 1-0 the count. We are only in the bottom of the 3rd, folks. Shadows just beginning to creep in. And low and in, 2-0. This Bulldog team came in here with a job to do. More so even than a game to win. They had a job, and they know they are not done today. But today is deserving of one heck of a little celebration. Little, I say, and these Bulldogs know that. They know their work's not done. 3-0 pitch to Gorman. And he takes the inside strike. 3-1. And he's going to make you give it to him. Like I said, these guys don't have egos. He's not swinging it for the fences every time, folks. He doesn't care about the number. He knows his job at bat and what it is, and he reached base. He did his job. He doesn't do it frustratingly. He doesn't take his walks as though, oh, man, I didn't get an opportunity to get a hit. That's not the mentality that this team has been bred with by their coaching staff. Coach Pizzato has bred them differently. He's bred them as a unit, and they all work together as one heartbeat. Gorman draws the walk, leads off the inning. With runner on first base, Zach Beckler in the box. Cleanup hitter for the Bulldogs, already made his mark on tonight's game, makes his mark on most games, and plays one heck of a shortstop on defense. And the pitch, swing on and foul straight back. The score 8-0. The shade about to enter. And I don't know if that's good or bad for the Saints, who have had one issue so far with the sun. And he swings it. It's popped up. First baseman is tracking it. Plenty of room if he can learn it. He does. And that is going to be one easy out for the Saints. And that is something that they were definitely hoping for. And up steps Jeff Simmons, number 10, for the Bulldogs. Gorman stays at first. 1 out. Bottom of the 3rd inning here. Similarly Field, folks, Westerly.live, Westerly.radio, bringing you Game 3, Rhode Island Division 2 semifinal. Game action, on the line, a ticket to the state championship. Their opponent, the winner versus Narragansett Charo. And a ground ball to third, handled. To second, they get one. They throw on to first, and they turn the double. No, he was off the bag. They're unable to get Simmons. Fielder's choice, though. Leaves the runner at first base. And the Saints looking to get out of their first inning of the day unscathed. Runner remains at first, 2 outs. Jack Tenuta at bat with different ideas. And I'll tell you what, I've seen all season, different ideas by a lot of these players. They have been so fun to watch. On every level, and it really has been. They have fun when it's time to have fun. They get serious when it's time to get serious, and they play some of the best ball I've seen. He drives it deep to left center, folks. They're tracking it, and it is out of here. Touch them all, Jackson. No, to the fence. Forget it. There's a play at the plate, and he's in. It's my fault. Double Jack Tenuta, almost gave you a little extra credit. To deep left center field. The Bulldogs will not go through any inning without touching the plate. He drove it deep and out of my vision. 3 lay in, 1 run in, runner on second, and the score 9-0 Westerly. In the bottom of the third with 2 outs. Sorry, Jack, I wanted to give you another one, buddy. I thought it was going. At bat, Costa, the catcher. So even with 2 outs, the Saints couldn't get out of the inning. And Costa under it, first baseman and pitcher ends the inning, but not before the Bulldogs bite again. Jack Tenuta with the long drive, 2-out double to the fence. And the RBI that went along with it, the score after 3. Westerly 9, St. Ray's 0. Poole on the rubber, ready for his 4th inning of action. And I'll tell you what, folks, his pitch count is low, is extremely low. Waiting for his catcher, who was batting. Always takes time to get that gear on. Music, and it's beginning to sound like a party atmosphere to my left. And why wouldn't it, folks? Why wouldn't it? Like I said, the only way the players could have ever repaid the efforts that were put in by all these people, they are doing tenfold and a half. And I'll tell you what, everybody that contributed had faith in this team and knew that they could do exactly what they are doing here today. And the energy will move forward to next week. Costa heading to the field now. Poole will throw a couple, and we will start the 4th. Poole warming out of the stretch. And I'll tell you what, they haven't figured out his curveball. I wouldn't be able to figure out his curveball, especially when you can come back with the heat he has. Folks, he's a freshman. He is a freshman. He was literally playing rec league last year. I mean, and he's sitting with an opportunity to go to a state championship on the line. And he's not only pitching a good game, he's not letting anyone get on base, period. They have finally made their way through their batting order. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And first pitch, breaking ball, comes in. He pulls the string on it. 0-1 pitch. The kick and delivery fastball gets him to chase upstairs. And when you're a batter and you're intimidated by a curveball and you see something flat, almost no matter where it is, you're enticed to swing at it because you don't want that pitch with the movement on it, and you're going to get it right here. And he fastball inside, overpowers him with the inside heater, strikes him out. Right now, Poole having no issues whatsoever with this lineup. So, I mean, the St. Ray Saints may have run out of pitching. Okay, so maybe that's a contributing factor to the 9 runs. That's not the only reason the Bulldogs have 9 runs. The Bulldogs are a better hitting team, probably the best hitting team in the state, and that's going to be a single up the middle, first hit for the Saints. That'll be a runner on first. And there are St. Ray's fans still encouraging them on the right here. So Poole gives up his first hit. Number 34 in the box for the Saints, their number 3 hitter. See if they threaten here and possibly get in scoring position. And a call strike on that hook. He has confidence, as I was just saying, as a freshman, to be able to throw that pitch at this level in these circumstances. And what I was getting into earlier about the 8 runs, yeah, the Saints maybe have run out of pitching, and that contributes. It's the Bulldogs hitting as well, but on top of that, the fact that Michael Poole right here, people got to realize he's not giving up even nearly a run. The Bulldogs at the moment wouldn't need the 9 that they have because he is twirling a gem. And that one hangs up a little bit too high, 1-2 the count. 1 out, runner on first, 1-2 count, 9-0. Bulldog lead, top of the 4th inning here, folks. Approaching the halfway mark. Deciding game. Winner goes to the show. Rhode Island College. Off the first base, just out of the reach of Gorman. And that's going to be brought in by the right fielder, Tanuna, and the Bulldogs give up a little chip shot hit. So the Saints now have 2 runners on. And he forced that one out off of his off the handles. A nice job of hitting, really, to just get it out of the reach of Gorman. So the Saints with 2 runners on, threatening a bit. Number 3 in the box, Timothy Breen, a junior. First baseman, been active over there. Poole from the stretch, a breaking ball, too low. 1-0. So the Bulldogs 1 out, and this is the most they've been challenged yet here this evening. It's always easier and nicer to be challenged when you have a 9-run advantage. And you can throw that heater right down the chute. He pops it up, being tracked. Shortstop's got a beat on it. Beckler might have it. He does. Off of his left shoulder, eyes it in all the way. 2 down, runners return, second and first. Poole, 1 more out, looking to get through 4 scoreless innings, and he is 1 out away. Number 9 steps in, Jason Yanni, the catcher, the senior for the Saints. And these Saints seniors have to start feeling this vice grip on them a little bit, that this might very well be the end of high school baseball as a whole. And this baseball team in white, what a breaking ball, strike 1. That's such a fun pitch. It interrupts all my thoughts when he's watching it. To watch a freshman be able to throw a fastball like he can and have such control and poise with his hook. And that makes you throw your bat down the third baseline for a strike. 0-2. Holy smokes, folks. We have seen just about it all from this Westerly Bulldog team. That's a great pitch by Michael Poole as he smiles on the rubber. The freshman having fun here in the deciding game to go to the state championship. That may not sound right, but that's what's happening here, folks. The 0-2 pitch, 2 outs. And the outside corner doesn't get the call close. Good eye by number 9. The count 1-2. Runners at first and second. Ready, the kick. The 2-strike pitch upstairs. Good eye, 2-2. And Poole gets his sign here, folks. We are 1 out away from the halfway mark. And the breaking ball gets the ground ball to third. Simmons fields it, taps the bag. That'll do it for the inning, folks. And the threat averted. The freshman finishes it. And we are through 3.5 innings of play, the halfway mark, folks. Michael Poole spinning a gem. This Bulldog offense came to play. And this community came to action before the game so this team could come to play today. It has just been fantastic so far here tonight. Who the Saints will put on the rubber this inning, I am not sure. I would envision a pitching change. But they're definitely out of pitchers. That was made aware, and that was definitely, I think, used as a confidence builder. I would if I was an opposing team reading about it. But that being said, if Westerly had run out of pitching, if they hadn't run out of pitching, Westerly's freshman, Michael Poole here, folks, he's shutting down that lineup. They're not even through that lineup twice, and we're 4 innings deep. So Westerly's working on their third at-bats. They're just touching their second. So Poole just doing a fantastic job through 4 innings. Only 3 base runners have reached base, and no runs have crossed the plate in just the biggest moment you can be in, of course, up until next week, folks. But we are here and now, and the Bulldogs looking to punch their ticket, folks. They have brought so much excitement this season. I'll tell you what, spring sports in jeopardy all around, and I want to mention that I have time for a moment so they don't get lost in the mix, folks. We have been covering the Bulldogs boys volleyball team all season long and watch that team get stronger all season long and watch that team take on the top 2 teams in the state, poised for victory, up 2-0, lost in 5 sets to both teams, barely. We covered the quarterfinal playoff match, a 3-game sweep of Barrington. Well, that Bulldog team just went on the road to East Providence with revenge on their minds in their own semifinals and returned the favor with a 3-0 sweep versus the Townies. And folks, the Bulldogs boys volleyball team is in the state championship next week, folks. So don't forget about them. That being said, this spring sports season, even across the complex, that they were rocking on the softball team all season long because their future is fantastic as well. They had a phenomenal season, a seniorless season without a senior on the team. Everybody thinking about the future. They ended the season with something like only 3 division losses, 3rd place seed into the playoffs. What an overall season they had, and obviously everybody returning, and the future is just the sky is the limit for them. So, man, what a spring it has been. And this Westerly Bulldog team, I am the voice, Greg Moreno, and I just want to say thank you for the excitement you are providing me, because all I'm doing is just talking about what you're giving me. So, at bat, again, it seems Drew Bozek. Same pitcher, and we are in the bottom of the 4th, starts out with a ball. Bottom of the 4th, 9-0. Can the Bulldogs add to it? And that pitch gets away from him, and I don't know if it's soreness, frustration, combination of everything. I definitely see that on the Saints. There is no doubt about it. And the Bulldogs yesterday just proved with all the contributors that they had yesterday, as well as today, as well as the man at bat, Bozek, has already. He's opened the game up with the first big contribution with 2 RBIs, and just the first crowd eruption of the day was off his bat. He gets under it and pops it up a little bit here, and Trey being tracked by the pitcher at the last second makes a nice catch for the first out. So nobody on, 1 out, and the lefty, number 34, the senior, Braden Champlin at bat for the Bulldogs. And yesterday he was the man of the hour, as he's been so often this season, folks. And he is also heading to college to play at the collegiate level. He is a collegiate level swimmer, folks. So he will be in the pool next year, but up on the diamond this season, you couldn't have asked for anything more. And yesterday, he was the man to break it open, swinging at the first pitch, a chopper to second, and he bobbles it. Does he get it to first on time? He does. So the Saints retire the first 2 hitters. And at bat for the Bulldogs with no one on and 2 out, the number 9 hitter, number 4, Nick Fiore, the second baseman, one of the Bulldogs seniors. Did a great job at second, and another senior who just refused to accept losing. And those coaches, down to the seniors, down to the sophomores, down to the juniors, whatever, that's the wrong order, to the freshmen, this coaching staff has built a program over the course of 6 years, culminating into today. And that program, and the way they built that program, is a reason why you saw the community respond the way you did today for this team. And that's a credit and a thank you to Coach Pizzato and his staff and the parents. Can't forget the parents. I've never seen parents so involved. And the pitch to Burks, ground ball, left side foul, and it's going to be a 1-2 count. 1-1. So 2 down, nobody on, 1-1, bottom of the 4th, and the Saints still looking for the first scoreless inning here, trying to get in and out of the dugout without giving up a run. That one other run is obviously looming on their mind as we approach the 5th inning. And breaking ball away, doesn't get the plate. Not a bad breaking ball, not a bad pitch, and he could be a decent pitcher if he was tuned in as a pitcher. Fastball popped up, tough spot. Center field is a long way to go. He gets there, tracks it, and makes the catch. So 3 up, 3 down in the Saints finally. It took 4 innings, but they 3 up, 3 down, and the Bulldogs will head to the field without having crossed home plate for 1/2 of an inning. Just one slice, and that's okay. They've crossed it 9 times, and they have number 33, Michael Poole, on the mound. Hey, he's a freshman, but who would doubt him? Who would even be slightly nervous? This kid has 3 more full seasons. And not to mention, folks, this team is a balanced team. I mean, they have 6 seniors, and boy, have these seniors, what a job they've done building this program to what they have today. It just is fantastic. And it does remind me of what I was able to see of that 92 team, because in my lifetime, that's the best team I've seen play at Westerly High School ever, without a doubt. And I'll never make a comparison, because that's not fair whatsoever. But all I know is that if this team can bring it back as a 30-year anniversary, holy smokes, that'll top it off. And they're getting contributions at every level, from the freshman to the senior level. I mean, what team has a freshman that can produce like this? Not many. And they got a senior waiting in Greg Gorman, who does just about it all. He plays right field. Today he's playing first base, or was. Evan Klein, the senior's in now at first base. And he can throw on the hill effectively. So this Bulldogs team will then take these 4 rested arms into the state championship next week versus the winner of Narragansett versus Charahoe. Now, those 2 teams faced off in game 1, and the Mariners came out swinging and defeated the Chargers 7-0 in Narragansett. So the Chargers will come back home in an elimination game. They have to win the next 2. However, it's a real oddity. They came to some agreement, and due to senior week obligations and everything, they played game 1 Monday, and they will not even be playing game 2 until Saturday. So the Bulldogs wouldn't know their final opponent possibly until early next week. Poole's first pitch strikes right down the chute. If Narragansett wins Saturday, then they will know their opponent. It will be Narragansett. However, if Charahoe forces a game 3, that moves things into next week. And the second pitch sprayed, foul to the right side on the hands, quickly up 0-2, throwing as hard as he was in the first inning, Michael Poole. As shade crosses the infield of this beautiful field, not even a bit moist anywhere on it. And fouled back 0-2. So Poole in charge of the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 5th inning. And that is an important number, the 5, the 5th inning. And the breaking ball just gets the head of the bat on it. Down to his knees he goes. Number 44 pitching for the Saints. Has to be getting a tired arm. Has done a decent job. Has done the best he can. He's got a brace on his ankle as well. That can't be helping his pitching. You do feel for these athletes as well. I do for the seniors as well on the St. Ray's Saints. I know what it feels like to be on the other end of this in baseball twice. I know what it feels like to be on both ends of it in football. So I did get on the good end of it in one, and I just want that for these guys, because it's something that can't be taken away. And a breaking ball, he waits on it, drives it to deep left center, and that is being tracked well and caught effortlessly by Jackson Uda. Track to the warning track area, just a little shallower of where his ball went that I called a home run. He tracks it for the first out of the inning. 1 up, 1 down for the Saints. Good piece of it, and a good job waiting back by the shortstop / pitcher, Michael Frausto, the sophomore for the Saints. He's a sophomore weapon, and that pitcher, number 22, Jonathan Quinn, who I have as number 2 on my roster. That's why I couldn't identify him. But he's a junior, so he'll be back. He's playing shortstop right now. So they do it. They have weapons coming back as well, but as a senior, it is hard. And the 0-1, it's a chopper. Poole's got it. He's going to run it. He's going to flip it, and that is 2 outs, 2 up, 2 down in the 5th. And it seems like it's almost getting too easy for the freshman here, Michael Poole, who has full, total, and utter control of this game. I don't think it would have mattered even if the Saints had pitching ready and waiting. He is spinning a gem. One runner has reached second base this entire game. Strike right out in front here with 2 outs, 0-1 count. Top of the fifth, Similori Field, and the Bulldogs lead 9-0, folks. Outside, ball 1. Two outs into the fifth, and the freshman still on the rubber. The kick and delivery. And that was a cutting fastball, cuts inside, a little movement on it, a little more than you usually see on his fastball, showing more and more just little things that are going to make him a better pitcher as he grows. 1-2. Fastball swing and a miss, can't touch that kind of heat. And the rocket missile to end the inning. The freshman with authority. We are 4.5 innings in the books. And the Bulldogs get ready to take the dish with a 9-0 lead, folks. Here we go. It's the bottom of the fifth, folks. If the Bulldogs play 1 run, they are headed to the Rhode Island Division II State Championship. Not in just any old way, not in any kind of slow way, backing in, sloppy way. No. With a 10-1 victory and with a possible mercy rule victory after coming off of a game 1 loss. That's pretty unheard of. But that's what we're looking at right here, folks. We're looking at a team that dropped game 1 at home, and it somehow seemed to not only fire up these players, but this entire whole godforsaken town came together, and now they are 1 run or 6 outs, either way, not too far away from heading to Rhode Island College to complete their ultimate mission. Warming up for the Saints and doing a stoic job today. Still, the shortstop, Frausto, I should say, and he's done a really nice job. So the pitcher that came out for the first inning, it didn't work out, and it obviously looked like it was going the wrong way. They made the switch quickly in between innings. It's been Frausto the rest of the way. He's given up 5 and 4 innings, which isn't horrible to this team. I'll tell you that. The problem is, and there is not a problem if you are sitting here for the Bulldogs, a Bulldog fan, a Bulldog family member, a Bulldog player, a Bulldog coach, a Bulldog anything, because they have the lead-off hitter batting Dean Pons Jr., who he would love himself to punch a ticket to his future home. The 9-0 best pitcher in the state, ready to step into the box to lead it off for the Bulldogs. On deck, Greg Gorman. Not good news this inning. Not a good setup if you're the Saints. Pons, Gorman, Beckler, Simmons, Tenuta, they come at you. They just keep coming, and the field is in the shade here. Pons, leadoff pitch, inside ball 1, and Pons, like I said, like most of these batters, bat off with that leadoff mentality that they will take the base with a walk. They don't have that ego where they want to show how many hits they get, how hard or how far they can hit it. They are not average base. Their averages come because of their approach. And he takes strike on the inside portion. And he knows his job when he leads off is to get on base, and he does it way more often than he doesn't. The 2-1 pitch. And that is called strike outside. 2-2. That didn't look very close, but Pons Jr., 2-2 count. Catcher setting up away. Breaking ball. He waited on it. And it's to center field. Tracked by the center fielder, having a little bit of trouble. And he reaches out and stabs at it. Makes the catch. Fortunately, for the first out of the inning. And these Saints, even in game 1 and warm-ups today and throughout the game, they've had trouble tracking in the outfield here. But that time they got just enough of it, and they retire Pons. So up comes number 17, Greg Gorman. And the intimidation factor that goes along with him in the box is unmatched at this division. He drives a hit, splits the first baseman and the second baseman, first pitch. Smashes a ground ball single and the potential winner on first base. 1 out. One on, Zach Beckler at bat. 9-0 to score. And the crowd continues to grow as the softball parking lot is 4 and 5 deep. The fans tailgating. Throw to first. The baseball parking lot is full. They just want a reason to erupt, folks. And they've been getting one all day long. Beckler pitch, low and away. He as well will take the walk. 1-0 the count. 1 out. 9-0. Bottom of the fifth. Number 3 on deck for the Bulldogs. Noah Burdick. And swing fouled off out of play. 1-1 the count. The third baseman for the Bulldogs. Always ready. That is the gentleman. And a line drive to right field. Does he have the right fielder beat? He does. And it's just short. One hops the fence. And he's going to round second. He gets to third base. Gorman. So runners on first and third. The place is starting to go crazy. Beckler, and that's this Bulldog team. The outside pitch. Go the other way with it. One hops the fence. And number 3 at bat, Noah Burdick. And you know what, folks? I'm so happy it's him at bat because this is the young man that looked at me before the game when even I was nervous. And he said to me with the straightest of most serious demeanors, always ready. And he gave me confidence. The infield is in. First pitch, strike outside corner. 0-1. 1 out. And don't forget, folks, they can do it with 3 outs on the defensive side, too. Gorman on third. And it's up the middle. The Westerly Bulldogs are going to the state championship. Number 3, Noah Burdick. You told me before the game you were always ready, and you are absolutely right. The entire team, this entire Westerly Bulldog team, always ready after dropping game 1 at home. This team and community came together to win by a score of 10-1 up in St. Ray's, and by mercy rule 10-0 here at Similori Field in game 3. Check off the next box on this Bulldogs team's mission. They have one more to accomplish, folks, but this 2002 Westerly Varsity baseball team, the Rhode Island Division 2B State Championship first participant in the books. They're headed to Rick, folks. Congratulations to this baseball team. I am the voice, Greg Morano. I'm alongside producer-owner Shane Belanger. We have Lisa and True behind the lens. We are Wesley.live, Wesley.radio, and we want to thank this entire team. We want to thank the softball team. We want to thank all the spring teams. We want to thank the fans, everybody that came together to make this game happen today. And I want to thank the team for the excitement that they have brought to us. With all that being said, God, best of luck in the state championship. There is no doubt in my mind. Congratulations, Coach Pizzato. Congratulations, Westerly Bulldogs. And congratulations, Bulldog parents. What a day. Westerly.live signing off for the spring.